Good morning, this is Liz and today we're making pesto, in particular basil pesto, from this beautiful basil that I picked this morning from my garden. So let's get into it. The ingredients you're going to need for this recipe is 2 cups of fresh basil, 1 clove of garlic, 1 tablespoon of pine nuts, 30 grams of Parmigiano Reggiano, 20 grams of pecorino, a pinch of coarse sea salt, and 120 milliliters of extra virgin olive oil. So usually 50 grams is about 2 handfuls, but for the sake of instruction, let's do this the old-fashioned way. This basil has been washed and dried so that there are no little bugs still living in there. Well, so far we've got 3 grams. We've got a long way to go. So let's have a look at what 50 grams of basil looks like. Taking it away. If you've got any flowers, heads in there, take them out. Or you could leave them in. Right, so that's what it looks like. And as I said earlier, it's about 2 big handfuls. Depends how big your hands are, but that's how much 50 grams is. So really 2 big handfuls. Good. So first thing you're going to do is to prepare your garlic clove. Right, like that. Put it in with a pinch of coarse sea salt, and of course that's a cook's pinch, so it's about that much. So then you're going to get your pestle and just crush that into a smooth paste. It doesn't take that long. I don't know if you can see that. So just so then you want to add your basil, a bit smaller, a little bit of time, and you want to, you don't want to bash into the basil. You just want to slowly, and it amalgamates into the salt and garlic you've added earlier, and you just keep going until you've consumed all that basil. If we had smell-o-vision, you would just be over the moon with how the fragrance of the oils in that basil are just so aromatic. It's just intoxicating. Beautiful, beautiful. And once we have that, looks like a paste. It certainly is that. Now, we then want to add the pine nuts. So you only need a tablespoon. Put them right over here. You just need a tablespoon of pine nuts. Look at our trusty measuring cups, measuring spoons. Or you can just guess, but just for the purposes of this exercise, I'm going to be measuring them perfectly. So let's grab a tablespoon. That'll do. I'll just put a bit more for good measure. Not so much for me measuring them perfectly. And then you just want to continue stirring, and you just want to crush them until they amalgamate in with the basil and it becomes a paste. And the pine nuts add like almost thickening agent and a beautiful flavour as well to your pesto sauce. Beautiful. Okay, let's amalgamate it then. don't want to be able to see any of the pesto. Beautiful. Okay, so now that we've done that, we want to fold in the cheeses. So as I said earlier, 30 grams of Parmigiano Reggiano is usually about 1.5 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons. So we can add that in now. I'm just going to grate this and trusty grater. Oh, look at that. It broke. Might be time for a new one, I think. No, I think I can repair this, and I will. Okay. And what you don't use today, just put that back in the fridge in its original packaging. I've also put a foil on the outside of that just to lock in the freshness. Okay. And that's about 20 grams of the cheese. And then I want to fold in the cheeses. I usually just do that with the spatula. We're having for dinner tonight. Of course, it's not just for pasta. I mean, you can drizzle it over some beautiful baked potatoes or some beautiful sourdough bread, or you can just add cream to it when you're ready to serve and make that as a dressing. But if you're going to serve it with pasta, you're going to need to add big tablespoon of the cooking water from the pasta to the sauce and mix that well, and then you're going to mix it in with your freshly made pasta. Okay, so then we've got that into a beautiful paste there. So what we're going to do now, we're going to add the olive oil. So we need 120 milliliters of the olive oil. So 120 millimeters is 2 of these, so half a cup of olive oil. To make sure I get every single drop out of the measuring spoon. Beautiful. Okay, so just mix all that together till it's amalgamated, and we want to put that in a jar and store it in the fridge until you're ready to use it. Now, we've used all fresh ingredients and there are no preservatives whatsoever in this recipe, so that means you need to use it within a couple of days. So don't leave it in the fridge to go to waste. Use that. And it just looks amazing. Look at that. Just beautiful. So that's your pesto recipe for today. So get that into you and enjoy. Enjoy being in the kitchen. Thank you for watching. Bye.